So hello everyone, firstly apologies for the delay, it was absolutely my fault and I take full credit for the delay this morning, so thank you all for your patience. It is an absolute pleasure to be here at Sustainable Fashion Week today, and I firstly want to start off by thanking all the team at Sustainable Fashion Week for having Junk Kouture, and myself, as you can tell, I'm from Ireland, and my colleague Cueva, so we've come over today to be part of this fantastic event with such a meaningful cause behind it. And to introduce myself, I suppose I haven't done that yet. I am Brill, and I'm the head of PR and communications at Junk Kouture, but not also am I an employee of the company, I am also an alumni of the programme. If you can't already tell, there's some fabulous fashion going on, and it is a time of my life that I look back and really smile, is when I was introduced to sustainable fashion. But it was in 2012, I was in school in Ireland where the Junk Kouture programme began, and I decided, whilst taking part, that I was going to go to a local juice bar and collect bags of oranges that had been juiced, and I was going to bring them into my school and surprise my art teacher. And I told her I was going to create leather out of this bags of oranges, and she thought I was crazy, but I made it work. I scooped out the pulp by hand and I dried it out with different processes of experimentation, and I created a design that's not here. These are the more fabulous ones that were created in 2022. But yes, it's been a fantastic journey, and that's really why I'm here to talk to you today. It's about the Junk Kouture programme and how it inspires and empowers youth to make behavioural change and to influence their habits, all through creativity and through the medium of fashion. Thank you. So what exactly is Junk Kouture? So it is the world's largest sustainable fashion competition for youth, and we want to highlight the fact to students that not all waste around us has to be discarded, that it can actually be reused and recycled in impactful ways. And of course, we chose fashion as that impactful way that we see students can use waste materials that they collect. It is built on key pillars of creativity, sustainability and entrepreneurship, and as inclusivity, diversity and inclusion is at the cornerstone of what we do at Junk Kouture, we firmly believe that it's really important to create a sport for creative kids, not only where they can get the social capital benefits that you get from playing in a sport and being around like-minded individuals, but also by giving them a platform to express themselves creatively, but also to use their voices through fashion where they can tell stories and that they can generate lasting behavioural change. So if you guys can't see the small text here, this beautiful design was created out of old jeans and raw sheep and wool. And a little bit more about the Junk Kouture programme, it is in schools across London, so the UK in general, and we have them in Ireland, Milan, Paris and New York and the UAE. And it's open to schools, so it's a completely free programme for them to take part in, and it's also for students between the ages of 13 to 18, so high school students typically. Like I said, it's a sport for creative kids, and what we believe is that we can create the circular engineers of tomorrow to make them feel like they're empowered enough to create real climate impact. So I really feel that the best way to tell you about Junk Kouture is to play the short video for you today, and that will really encapsulate what Junk Kouture is all about. And you will hear from the CEO of Junk Kouture, so if you can't understand my Irish accent, good luck with it. So please do enjoy.
It's about empowering young people. It's about letting them come out and express themselves and be appreciated for being creative.
Obviously, everyone's using unconventional materials in their works.
So many of our young people are so involved in climate change and trying to make a difference.
Got all these creative kids and they're searching for a platform that's similar to what football or swimming or athletics gives them. And all of a sudden, Junk Kouture just fills that gap.
You look at things with a better perspective now since you've taken part in Junk Kouture.
We've always been amazed by it, and we always want to do it. Like, this is a dream come true for us to be here right now.
Express our talents and to show what we can do, and don't hold you back.
are that creative, that sport for creative kids. That's what we are, and that fits everywhere.
I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. I really think it shows exactly what Junk Kouture is all about. And for me, I'm sure you all agree, half of those designs look like they belong on the runway. And also to remind yourself that they are made from waste. And when I talk about waste, what we do at Junk Kouture is challenge these kids through the competition element to go out to their local communities, to get their school communities involved, collect waste, put out posters, call shops, email businesses and manufacturers, and they collect materials, so everything from aluminium coffee capsules, plastic bottles, film reel. We had a recent student reach out to a bread manufacturing company, and they got their discarded packaging where the ink had bled and there was mistypes, and they were sending that material for the students to use as a textile for Junk Kouture. So it's really is junk, it's trash, it's everything that these companies and our communities see as waste and they don't want. These students are able to reimagine it and create fashion out of it. And also to remind yourself that what you saw in that video is by students aged 13 to 18. Like, that blows my mind. And what I love about Junk Kouture as well, it gets kids to work together in teams. So a lot of these students do work as individuals, but they also have an opportunity to work in teams of 2 and 3. So as I like to say, more hands make light work, because Junk Kouture is a year-round program and there is a lot of work to do when creating these Junk Kouture designs. But what you've also probably seen from the video is we have completely grown since beginning in the west coast of Ireland, that's where Troy's accent comes from, and he really is the creative genius behind Junk Kouture. So he was that creative kid in school who wasn't sporty, felt like he didn't fit in, and he said those kids just want a tribe, somewhere to belong, somewhere to express themselves creatively and get that social capital benefits that you get when you are in a sport, in a team. And that's why he created Junk Kouture in 2010. And since September 2021, we have launched in the UK, so we are in several schools across the UK, and we're continuing to grow. And as you see on this beautifully designed map here, we are growing each year, and in the next 10 years we hope to launch in 7 additional countries, including Los Angeles, Sao Paulo, Cape Town, Sydney and Singapore and Tokyo and Mumbai. But at the moment we have 6 of our shows already up and running in schools across the globe. Thank you. So all of these students creating designs, they're in their schools, what happens then? So circularity is a massive thing for us at Junk Kouture. We never want the waste to be collected, to be created into a design, and then to go into landfill again. So of course at Junk Kouture we have created a whole calendar of events for the students to take part in, and then looking at the circularity after our events, we actually take the students' designs or to use at events, or the students actually want to keep hold of them and they're on display cabinets within their schools. But something we really like to celebrate and to shout about is the Junk Kouture World Final. So every student between the ages of 13 to 18 that takes part with their school, their educator and the students that get through to the city final, and they compete London is the host city for the UK. They have the opportunity to make it all the way to the world final, which in 2022 it's being hosted in Abu Dhabi at the iconic Etihad Arena. And you can't really see it in this slide, but it's this gold exterior fabulous building. They're making massive waves in the sustainability world, and they are hosting our first ever Junk Kouture World Final, which will be a celebration of different cultures on one stage, performance, sustainable fashion, and also youth creative expression. So we're really looking forward to this event coming up in January 2023, because we had to push back our events with some COVID issues, but this will be the first ever World Final of Junk Kouture. So at Junk Kouture, so many students take inspiration from so many walks of life and avenues, and what I personally love about it is that each design tells a story also. It's another challenge that we ask the kids to look at. So it can be anything from, of course, climate change, so habitat loss, the fast fashion industry, it can be the Australian bushfires was a big one many years ago, and And also, time and time again, we get kids then looking at their own mental health, road safety awareness, architecture. But every single year we get designs inspired by the iconic Met Gala. And as you can see, these kids are giving these top class, world-renowned designers a run for their money with their creations. And I purposely made the writing really small on these, I hope you can't read it, but this one here that's inspired by the Olsen twins Met Gala look. This design here is called Attire, and I have to say it is one of my all-time favourite designs that's ever been created at Junk Kouture. And I'd love to see if anyone in the audience can quite possibly guess what that's made from. Does anyone have an idea? Yeah, tires, bicycle tubing, tires, and that student, she was a solo entry that entered Junk Kouture. She made it all the way to the grand finals back in 2019, but she actually was a winner of one of the bursaries. We offer many awards and prizes up for grabs, and one of them is to study fashion design, and she's gone on now to become a fashion designer and hold sustainability at the forefront of what she does. And that's really what a message I want to get across today, is that these students are our future leaders, they are our future colleagues, they are our future change makers, but fingers crossed they are our future fashion designers who take sustainable fashion quite seriously, because they see sustainable fashion as being cool. It is a movement, it is happening slowly but surely, and when we see these students coming through the Junk Kouture program, we're hearing their voices, we're seeing their Instagram accounts where they're talking about it because it's accepted within their peer group, and we're just immensely proud to see a lot of their stories come through their design. And for a student like the attire designer here, go off and study fashion design, which can hopefully make some change within the industry. Speaking of inspiring students and for them telling stories, we ourselves are inspired by them each and every day. This particular student here is a 2022 World Finalist, so she will be going to Abu Dhabi in January. And her name is Maha, and with her design teams they created a design called Ode to Joy. But she has a fantastic message to get across about sustainability and activism and sustainable fashion. And I will let her, Maha, do the rest of the talking, so please do enjoy this video.
It's really important for young people to use their voice, because at the end of the day, we are the future. It affects our future, and we must have a say in what goes on in the world that is going to affect our future. Youth of today is very well informed about problems. We know what's wrong with the world, and we have good ideas, we have creative solutions, and sometimes we have the answers if you listen to us. I think Junk Kouture makes it easy to talk about climate change. It's really awkward to start that conversation with your friends, because not everybody is interested, and you wouldn't hear people talking about, oh, what's your opinion on climate change? That's just not how teenagers talk these days. Ode to Joy is a powerful dress that symbolises EU and its core values and principles. We're looking at the Green Deal that outlines its member states and asks them to take action and become climate neutral by 2050. We really wanted to make this dress to symbolise the fact of 27 member states working together for one cause. When we bring big change, we need all hands on deck. The goal here is people seeing my message. That's really the goal here. Hearing my story, what I have to say, maybe inspire someone else to take action and create that domino effect. Despite the differences we might have or disagreements, it's about realizing that we need to take action and doing it together. If I believe in something, I'm going to talk about it. I'm really excited to be here at Junk Kouture Dublin City Final. I cannot wait to give my best.
We have an ode to joy. It's Colostan Nananeo Limerick! The first winner from the Dublin City Grand Final of Junk Kouture 2022 powered by RTE is Ode to Joy!
Congratulations to our 9 winners!
Good night!
Oh, I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself.
And we are also so proud of her, so I can imagine, and I hope that you guys are inspired by Maha and her story as well. And I firmly believe that this shows how having a platform like Junk Kouture can help amplify the messages and stories of our youth, but also it really makes me optimistic about our future when it's in the hands of student creators like these students and like Maha here today. So I hope you enjoyed finding out about Junk Kouture, and if you guys know any schools in the UK that would love to take part in creating some sustainable designs like these ones you see on the screen, myself and my colleague Viva are here today. You'll see some of the designs just down one flight of stairs. There's one out of aluminium, and there's one out of old stocking tights that have been woven together by some of our student alumni. So please come up and say hello and ask any questions that you might have. It's been a pleasure speaking to you today, and thank you so much for coming to say hello.